Okay, my dear fifth graders, welcome to the tutorial for your final project of this first quarter. We are going to take it easy and we're going to go on a slide by slide basis so that you do not get frustrated and you can follow along the easiest way possible. So let's begin by simply going to office.com and you should get something like what I have here on my screen. If you're having problems in getting it here, please use the Teams information in order to reach here. By information, I mean your password and username. Okay, we're going to focus on the PowerPoint that is online, not the one that you installed in your computer if you already installed it. Why am I using the one online? Because I know that this one, everybody can use it. This one, some of you had a problem installing, so it might not work for you completely. So we're going for the short thing, which is the online version of PowerPoint. So when I click on it, I'm going to get this option here. Well, I'm going to go with a new blank presentation because I don't want anything else. I don't need anything else. So it's going to open first a new window. And inside that new window, if I go here, I still have this option. But since I have a new window open, this is where I start to work. Okay. Now, the first thing is erasing this. There are two ways of doing it. And that is simply by clicking on it and clicking delete. There is another way that you can actually use, which is in the home button option. And here you're going to have something that's called layout. And in layout, you can actually choose to go blank. Then I change the layout and boom, everything is blank. That's another easy way of doing it. The designer mode, it's going to be popping up every now and then, but we don't really need it for what we're going to be doing. All right. Now I'm going to open the folder that contains all the pictures that we downloaded from the Teams files section. So I'm going to open that folder. And now if you only get, for example, this view where you don't get to see exactly what the pictures look like, you can actually change it by just right-clicking on an area next to the pictures and going to view and then click large icons. And now you're going to be able to see some type of preview of the picture so that we can use it. All right. So now that I have that ready, I'm going to bring it down so that I know that I have it there. The first thing is I need a rectangular format here in order to present my final project. So I'm going to go to where it says insert or insertar in Spanish. Remember that if your version is in Spanish, these words are going to be changing. And then I'm going to go to the shapes icon, which is formas in Spanish. And there, I'm going to choose exactly the second one that comes up, and that is the rectangular marquee tool. That's going to put in the middle of my presentation this little blue square. So when I move inside of my square, I want you to put attention to what happens to my cursor. It changes from a single white arrow into 4 black arrows pointing in all directions. Now that is the symbol of me being able to move something. If I just stop here, click on my mouse, and then move the object, then it moves wherever my mouse is moving. Okay, so now that I know that, I'm going to move this rectangle to this corner right here, and then using this section from this point from the rectangle, I'm going to pull it. I'm going to select it with my mouse and then pull it in order to attempt to divide the presentation into two, half white and half blue. Next, I need to change the color of my rectangle, which I don't really appreciate. Why? Because it's not the village blue tone that we're looking for. So how do I change that? Well, first, let's pay attention to the fact that whenever I click on a shape, I get a new, here next to the right of help, I'm going to get a new menu, which is Drawing Tools Format. That menu will allow me to work with this shape in many different forms. When I click in Format, this menu happens. I can change the color of it if I wanted to. The way that it looks and stuff. But what I'm interested in is actually the shape fill format. Now this is going to allow me to change the color of my shape to the color that I wish to have. I have many tones here. But what I'm looking for is a nice blue. And the nice blue, it's the dark blue, the one that I'm looking for. You can find it in the standard colors next to the purple one and to the blue one. So when I click on it, I get this. Perfect. Okay. Now that I have this here ready, now I need some type of title in my first slide. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert something that is called a text box. The way that you identify it is because it's the only letter that is surrounded by four lines that look like a square. When you click on it, you're going to get this little rectangle here, text rectangle, in order to input your text. I'm going to change it to my final project. Now, the problem with this is that it's black. So if I put it black here, it's going to look like it's not there. And I need it on top of the blue. So what can I do? I could change this color, the color of my text, to something that will reflect nice here. Let's go with white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my text, and then I'm going to go to Home. Then I'm going to find the letter A with the red line underneath it, and I'm going to change the color to white, which is the first one here. So something peculiar is going to happen here. Look, it disappeared. Sergi, where is my text? It is there, but it's white, so you cannot see it because it's the same color as your background. You don't believe me? Well, here are the 4 arrows that mean that I can actually move my object. So when I click on it and I move it, look, oh, there is the text. I can now put it in the middle of my rectangle, and then it's just a matter of making it bigger. How do you make it bigger? You just select the square box, not the text, but the box. And then you go to Home, and then you find this little arrow with this little letter A with a little roof, blue roof next to it, and you just start clicking away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say 10 times. But what happened to my title? Well, the only thing that you need now is to stretch this so that all the letters can actually fit. So now it's there. I can now again just put it in the correct place, and voila, it's there. Okay, my first slide is looking great. I'm going now for my first picture drop. So I'm going to be using the PNG that I have of these cavemen here, and I'm just going to drop it. Just pull it from your picture folder, and just drop it. This picture is already transparent. So that means you are going to have no problem whatsoever being able to get it here. Now, before I continue, I want you to pay attention to where it says presentation 11 in my case. I'm going to change that to the name that I want to give my presentation. And in this case, I think my final project, and I'm going to say social studies. Okay. So I'm going to name it. Oh, it cannot have any periods. So my final project, socials. Then I just click on it, and and when it says saved, that means everything is set to go. Look at what happens when I try to make this picture bigger so that it impacts better. Then it's going to start saving, and then it saves the whole thing. It's ready. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so that I can put it around here. Perfect. Then I'm just going to add one more text box so that I can actually, I'm going to drag it here. Remember that everything that you add is going to be put in the middle of your slide. And then I'm just going to put my information. In this case, it's going to be Sergio Ramirez. And then whatever grade you want. I'm going to say it's 5th grade, section C. Let's say, okay? This Sergio Ramirez, you would change it for your name, of course, not for mine. Okay, and that would be, ladies and gentlemen, your first slide. You can put your name here if you want, or you can put it here. That's your choice. This is your first slide. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You have done it.